How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to another installment of the 2021 NHL Award Team Simulations. Today we're running a simulation with the nominees of the 2021 Frank J. Selke Award. As you can see on the screen here by the voting, Alexander Barkov won kind of convincingly, way more first place votes than anybody else, but the points were closer than some awards are. Barkov, Bergeron, and Stone being the three nominees for the award that is given to the forward who demonstrates the most skill in the defensive component of the game. So this team being full of forwards, as you can see by all of the names here on the screen, there are no defensemen. So we are not going to be running with any defense. We're just running with 18 forwards, who are going to be 12 forwards, 6 defense. For the things like who will play defense and who will be the goalies, we'll get into that in a moment once we start up the franchise mode. But I am hoping for good things from this team because there's a lot of star power on it. We've seen the last few teams. We've seen the Lady Byng, the King Clancy, the Bill Masterton. We've had some success, but I think this could be an interesting one despite not having any defense. This award, usually a mainstay in this award is Patrice Bergeron, who has already won 4 of these awards, and he was runner-up this year. In NHL 21, it's often called I often call it the Ryan O'Reilly Award because it very often goes to him. But previous other winners also include Sean Couturier, Anze Kopitar, Jonathan Toews, and for many, many years, Pavel Datsyuk, Rod Brind'Amour, Carbonneau going even further back, Bob Gainey, many good defensive forwards. So speaking of Bob Gainey, Bergeron and Gainey are tied with the most of all time at 4. Carbonneau, Datsyuk, Jari Lehtinen all tied at 3 apiece. So lots of good, highly skilled players who have won this award, which means high overalls, which hopefully mean good performances in the simulation engine. So as always, I'm basing this team out of New York and replacing the Ottawa Senators since it is the headquarters of the NHL and Ottawa is the lowest rated team in the Eastern Conference. Sorry to the Ottawa fans. So the Lady Byng simulation, I forgot to move New York to the Metropolitan Division where the 2 other New York teams are. But I'm not really sure who I would move over to the Atlantic Division. So, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and keep the Selkies in the Atlantic since that's where they're replacing the Ottawa Senators. I think that probably makes the most sense. I know that obviously it changes up the simulation depending on what division you're in, but I just don't want to touch too many things and have my fingerprints on the team. That's why I stopped changing the coach and stopped touching the lines. I just want to put the team in, purely simulate it, and that's that. As always, everything is turned off. It's just a pure simulation, no salary cap, no head coaches, no injuries, nothing. Injuries off, there you go. CPU trades are off, salary cap off. I don't think there's anything else to touch. Lovely. So, with all of that taken care of, let's hop into the team and see what the forward and defense lines are looking like with the 2021 Selke nominees. So going back to the Selke nominees on your screen right here, usually I like to create the lines according to the votes. So similar to Lady Byng, just because a player who, like Patrick Kane, has 1 vote and is an 18th on the list, doesn't mean I'm putting him on the first line as a 91 overall. I'm going to put him on the 4th line. Because these are 18 forwards, all the way from 1 to 18, being the cutoff at Mikko Rantanen with his 8 points because he had a 3rd and a 4th place vote, I'm just going to run it purely best lines. Unfortunately, that means that our second line gets a -1. Oh no, just best, bang, sorry, my bad. First line gets a +3, Rantanen, Crosby, and Marner. Second line being Marchand, Draisaitl, and Pavelski. Third line being Barkov, the winner, Couturier, last year's winner, and Mark Stone, the second runner-up. So a very powerful third line. Fourth, Connor Brown, J.G. Pajot, and Philippe Danault, everyone's favorite defensive center. Danault finished 6th in voting. You have guys like Pajot who finished in 16th, and then Brown in 17th, so it makes sense that they're on the 4th line. On defense, -3 is a lot of bad chemistry. On the first defensive pair, you have Anze Kopitar, who won it a couple years back, and Patrice Bergeron with his 4 Selkies, hopefully helping on the defensive end. Second pair, Marcus Foligno and Ryan O'Reilly, who finished 5th in voting. And on the third pair, you have Jordan Staal, who finished 8th, and Joel Eriksson-Ek, who finished in 4th. Also getting 4 first-place votes. Very surprised. I know how good he is, but I'm surprised he got 4 first-place votes, so good for him. Rough for the defensive chemistry, but hopefully the special teams should be all right. Yeah, +3. This team should be okay. And for goaltending, I didn't want to make this team overpowered. I was considering using the best goalies in the league save percentage-wise. to coupled with such a good defensive team would make sense like that. But I decided to change it up. I went a different path. I went with the two goalies who had the worst save percentage in the NHL with minimum 25 games played. And no offense to any Flyers fans out there, but unfortunately that is Carter Hart and Brian Elliott, starter and backup of the Philadelphia Flyers. So Carter Hart's down to an 84 overall. Hopefully he finds his groove with medium league potential. He can do well in this team. Who knows? He simulates well sometimes. So this could help this team very much. I just didn't want to give them... it would have been Fleury and Varlamov otherwise. So I didn't want to make it too overpowered. But who knows? Maybe the team will do terribly because the defense isn't there. The logo of this team got kind of like a knight, a defender of the castle. Decided to want to do something of defense. But regardless, this is a very, very good forward core. You have a third all-star line right here, Draisaitl on the second. This team should perform quite well, and let's see if defense truly can win some championships as the Selke nominees take on the rest of the NHL. What a season for the New York Selkes, winning the President's Trophy with a record of 54, 21, and 7. It was a pretty normal season. A few wins, a few losses here and there, until it was a 14-game winning streak in the month of February, and that's what really got this team off to the races, and they never looked back. Being the Maple Leafs by a couple points, best team in well, there's no team in the Western Conference until 6th place in the NHL, so it was all East this season. 115 points, lots of goals for. The goals against is what we're wondering about. 2.63 goals against, and that's good enough for second best in the NHL. The Capitals best at 2.48, but still very good goals against per game. Power play at 22.9 was third best in the league, and penalty kill at 86.4, very good. Still third best, tough competition, but very good numbers. Points wise, no one really ran with it, but Sidney Crosby and Mitch Marner were tied for the lead in team scoring with 75 points in 82 games. Mikko Rantanen had 72. Brad Marchand led the team in goals with 30 goals and 71 points. Draisaitl 70, drops a little bit down to Barkov at 59. Pavelski, Couturier, Bergeron 46 points as a defenseman and a plus 25, not too shabby, playing a lot of minutes. Mark Stone at 40, that third line. Danault, Eriksson Ek. So Eriksson Ek and Jordan Staal, the third defensive pair, -5, -6, and -5 respectively. The only, I guess, blemish on the team record here. Marcus Foligno as a second pair defenseman at a plus 27. So pretty good plus minuses with the -3s and everything on chemistry. Goaltending wise, how did they do? Carter Hart, hey, there you go. All right, 41, 17, and 7. 4 shutouts, 914 save percentage, 2.57 goals against, and Elliott went 13-5-0 with a couple shutouts of his own, similar numbers to Carter Hart. So the Flyers goaltending tandem got it done. Good season, solid all around, President's Trophy winners. Let's hit the postseason. In the playoffs, nothing new as we took out the Florida Panthers in round number 1 in 5 games, but then got swept by the Toronto Maple Leafs in the second round, who went on to lose in 7 to the Penguins, who lost in 7 to the Colorado Avalanche, who won the Stanley Cup. So, as always, EA totally overpowering the Maple Leafs, who won the Stanley Cup in the last simulation we did. We went 4-1 in the first series, and we got swept out of the second one. So after winning the President's Trophy, 54 wins, we go 4-5 in the postseason. Doesn't make too much sense getting swept by the Maple Leafs. I know a very good team in the simulation, that is. Real life, sometimes it's more of a struggle, but come on, you're going to tell me that none of these guys can get solid scoring? Brad Marchand, 30 goals, and he scores 1 in 9 games. Goaltending, Carter Hart was okay. I'm not going to cry about this too much, just nothing really new with the broken simulation engine. Patrice Bergeron scoring as a defenseman is always fun to see. And there is the experiment, my friends. So the New York Selkes, all of the nominees of the 2021 Frank J. Selke Trophy, the most defensive forwards in the NHL, go ahead and win the President's Trophy, but lose in the second round. Lots of high overalls. I know we had guys like Marcus Foligno out here, but they did extremely well, I have to say. So major props to them. There's a reason that they got votes for the award. And can't say too much more than that. So Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Let me know what award you would like to see simulated next. I've gotten some good suggestions, like run a team of the AHL award winners versus the NHL, do a team of them, so we could try that. The next franchise mode series here on NHL 21 on the channel will be coming soon. I'll be having a vote for that here on the YouTube channel as well as on the Discord server, so make sure that you have joined there and subscribe to the channel. You can do that by clicking on the button here on YouTube and joining Discord by checking out the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on what you want to see next, and I will see you all in the next one.